know I said this in 2012, but I really think 2013 is my year. It's definitely my year to get shit done. I have a newfound excitement, savoir-faire. I don't know what you call it.
Not savoir-faire. That would be...
Joie de vivre. Joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre. You gotta see Le Samouraï with Alain Delon.
No, it's Le Samouraï.
Le Samouraï, bah,
Not l'air. Le.
Le Samouraï.
Can you say le? Le. Le.
Le Samouraï.
Say le.
Le. With Alain Delon.
Alain Delon.
Alain Delon. Directed by Jean-Pierre Melville.
Yeah.
That's a movie that I was living in Italy at one time, years ago. I was in Bologna, and I was up late because I didn't have anything to do and I had no reason to go to bed. I was restless. And it was just on TV. And I caught it in the middle of it. I had no idea that it was like a classic film and it influenced all these other movies. Had never even seen an Alain Delon movie before. But I was like hooked on it. I watched the whole thing. And then when I got back to the States, I looked it up and I realized that Melville was this amazing director. This guy he doesn't have an identity. He just lives in an apartment, like a shitty apartment in France with a parakeet. And he wears like a trench coat and a fedora, just like Humphrey Bogart. And he just goes out and he assassinates people. But the person who hires him to do the assassination like turns on him in that movie. So he's like a samurai without a master. And I've just always like the use of music and imagery in that movie is just fucking incredible. And I've always been kind of obsessed with making a similar. And that's a movie like there's been a million like Hitman movies. There's been a million like One Last Job. But those are like that's an archetype or archetype. I never know the right way to say that. But that's a story that people want to tell over and over again. So I had this fantasy of me playing a character in a film that I make where I'm a hitman who's retired and I live, say, the Italian neighborhood in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and I'm drinking an espresso outside on like the sidewalk, and I see a car go by and I know that that's somebody from my past who's looking for me. So I gotta go out hiding. And maybe there's a girl, maybe there's a Colombian bartender that works in Elizabeth that I flirt with, and I convince her to come with me and we go and we hide at a farm that I just happen to know about. And then I make my stand and I wait for them to come because I know they're coming. But it's gonna be me or it's gonna be them. And that's the movie. Who knows? Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's a half an hour, maybe it's a feature-length film. But that's just a story.
Why is the girl with you? Isn't that kind of reckless?
Because, I don't know, it's fun to have a girl in a movie. Wasn't it Godard? We keep going back to French cinema. We said all you need for a movie is a gun and a girl. And here I have a gun, maybe many guns, and at least one hot chick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's it. That's an idea that I kick around. And I just, because I have a farm, or my family has a farm, I just know there's a lot of interesting scenery there. It's kind of stuff you don't see in a lot of movies nowadays. We do chases through the barns are interconnected because it's like built on the side of a cliff. So you go into one barn, you go down a ladder, you're in another barn, and you go over and you're out in another spot in the farm. And from inside, you almost can't even tell that they're all interconnected. Or from outside, I should say. And I think it would be cool, just like in Witness with Harrison Ford, where the bad guys are like chasing him through the barns, and he's like jumps in with the cows, and then goes up in the silo and fucking pulls the corn, and the guy dies like the most horrific, like movie death ever caught on camera. As the corn is just dumping down on top of him.
Suffocating. How about like the corn would go like in his mouth, he's choking on it.
What it was interesting.
Kind of dangerous to shoot, but yeah.
Actually, that's fascinating because I always wondered like how did they do that? Because you see the guy coughing and there's just corn dust everywhere. And I was listening. It might have been the commentary by the director Peter Weir, Australian brilliant director. And he said that they hid a scuba tank underneath the corn, so the guy would periodically like reach for like the mask, like the scuba mask, and take in oxygen in order to breathe, which is like you can even imagine them doing something like that today. Like the guy was like in mortal danger while he's filming this scene, and it's fucking amazing. And like I said, that in the movie Blue Collar, which is another amazing movie that nobody has seen, where Yaphet Kotto is killed in a room where they paint automobiles, and so it's like spray paint, so like the fumes are everywhere, and he gets locked in the room and he slowly chokes to death on the paint fumes and the camera just kind of slows down, and everything just kind of slows down because he's fighting, and he's fighting, and then he has no energy, and then he's just slowly dying.